Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you all out there.
Yes.
This is Agape and Akin coming live from Airdrie, Alberta.
Good evening. Just before you say good night, we are
Yes.
back again.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Thank you all for coming live. Thank you for being with us on this amazing journey.
Fantastic.
It's been a wonderful 1 week.
It's been going well.
And,
Thank you to our
and this is another,
people.
Thanks to everybody out there. Thanks for joining us. This is Agape and Akin. We are parents to 3 kids. We live in Airdrie, Alberta, here in Canada. For those of you who maybe haven't heard of Airdrie before, we're a little town in Alberta.
A big city.
Yes. Well, we came here, when we came here, it was a little town, but now it's like a really fast growing
a little town in terms of small, family friendly, family oriented community.
Yeah.
Even though it's been a city for decades, but now it's getting to be a very big city.
Yeah.
And we love it.
Yes.
We love it. The airport is right behind our house. Can you believe that?
Yeah. So today we're going to be sharing with you guys a business idea, or what we like to call, well, not what we like to call, but anyway, we're introducing a business idea. Yeah, for anybody who, has always wanted to start a business and just doesn't know where to start or how to start or what to do. We just wanted to paint a picture and share an idea with you guys. Yep. We have been doing a digital business now for 5 years. And prior to now, we've actually tried and built, not even just tried, we did try some businesses, but we did build some other businesses for the last 15 years. Before we had to shut down and move to a new country, where we then rebuilt our lives from scratch the last 11 years. And so this particular business that we started 5 years ago. So in 2019.
Just 5 years ago.
Yes.
Like
and so
yesterday.
And so we just wanted to sort of paint a picture for you guys, take you guys through a journey of entrepreneurship, or at least just give you the idea, and then you can run around with that and see what comes out of it.
And possibly you can reach out to us, send us a DM. We are very, very friendly. You will enjoy our conversations with you.
Yeah.
So what's a common factor for everyone, and we all dream of, let's say, a good life. I know many people do, but what's stopping many people from achieving that dream life?
Yeah.
And when it comes to business, it's a very tough, big topic, for everyone. But usually, what have we seen? We've seen a situation whereby our common responses whereby someone will say, I just don't have the time.
That's a common one for everybody out there. When you talk about starting a business, it's like, with everything on my plate, you want me to start something new. But then every time you think about that, we always say, okay, fine. You keep saying you don't have time, but you also don't have money. You don't have time for the things that are important to you. And maybe that is why you're even mulling around with this idea, right? And so the common factor for everybody looking to start any new thing, or even thinking of just their situation and how to better their situation, the biggest thing we find is the lack of time.
But
so that's a big pain point.
To be honest, we are all legitimately busy. Imagine a scenario, a family with 4 kids. That in itself, even if the parents don't work regular 9 to 5, having 4 kids under 12 or under 16, that's a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
So yes, we get it. But then you also want to consider, how long is this gonna go on for? Point 1. Point 2.
No idea.
No idea.
A lot of people want to start business, but they don't have an idea what kind of business they want to do.
Yeah.
There's so many things out there, right? And everywhere you look, even when you come up with an idea, it's like, oh, wait, somebody's already doing that thing. Or am I sure somebody is not doing that thing? So we start to either second guess ourselves, or we actually find that, somebody out there is actually already doing the thing that we thought was our own unique idea, and so that in itself sort of paralyzes people from wanting to take action to start something of their own, right?
And especially with the fact that, I don't have an idea. You don't know where to turn to. You don't know who to ask. It feels so paralyzing, and the idea just,
yeah.
And time goes by.
Because you're like, okay, now number one, I don't have time. Even if I did carve out time, I don't have an idea what exactly I want to do, right? So it's like, okay, what exactly can I even use this time of mine to do in order to make money for me or extra money for me to be able to now focus on the things that are important to me.
And that leads us to point number 3, which is no money.
So
wow.
So now you have, time, you have an idea, and it's like, okay, I'm about to start this new thing, but I don't even have the money to get it off the ground. And so it's like, okay, do I go get a loan? Do I do a GoFundMe? Do I go to my family and my friends? How do I raise the money to be able to invest in a business that I feel like in the future, say in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, will then give me the life that I so deserve, right? So money is always, or sometimes, not always, but sometimes a stumbling block for, okay, now, because I remember I started doing business since when I was 19. And so I would come up with these ideas. Of course, I didn't have any money. And, even my parents wouldn't really, they didn't really have much. So whatever they gave me for, like, we call it pocket money then. So for my allowance for the month, I would think to myself, how can I double this money or even triple it, right? And so I would think of these ideas, and all the time, all the ideas I came up with, my money could never really carry it. And I was like, oh, where do I get money from? So I had a brother, still have a brother who back then, 20 something years ago, I would reach out and say, I have this amazing idea. Would you fund this business idea? And then when I start to make a profit, I would pay you back. And that's how I went on 19, 20, 21, 22. And I would use other people's money to make a business and to make money for myself, make something for myself. So usually when you have an idea or when you have the time, the biggest thing then becomes, do I have the money to even lift this off the ground?
That is huge.
Yeah.
But there is always a way around. Like they say, once there is a will,
there's
always a way. So last point would be no mentor. Many people want to do great. We all went to school. We had a teacher. We had career counselors. We had, an uncle who we usually look up to. But then when it comes to the area of business, the only place you will find someone you could corporately relate to as a mentor would be if you buy a big franchise. You will always be speaking to an office, someone that is, teaching you or showing you, this is what you need to do in terms of marketing, in terms of location, in terms of equipment and supplies and all of that. But when it comes to small business owners, you have to really, really look deep. And that is also demoralizing if you cannot find or somebody to guide you or be with you, be your GPS on your journey until you are able to stand on your 2 feet.
Yeah. And so in all of this, we sort of, because we've looked at it and we've said, okay, why is it that, a lot of people, we sit down around, we talk about, we want to start a business, we want to start something, or, it doesn't even start, the conversation doesn't really start with, we want to start a business. It is just like, right now, what I'm making as my income is not enough to take care of my family.
Yeah.
And, there's one analogy Akin likes to give, and he says that, for all of us who go look for a job and get a job, we are really being paid for only our time.
Yeah.
And so if the salary you're getting is only enough for you, imagine then adding a spouse to it. Imagine adding kids to it,
4
right?
kids.
So let's even start with 2, so we don't like overwhelm anyone here. So let's say you have 2 kids, right? So the money is not enough for you, but now you've added a spouse and you've added 2 kids. Let's even say
especially if they are twins.
No, Lord. So
Yeah.
so let's even say that your spouse has a job as well, right? And so now enough for your spouse, enough for you. You bring that both together. There's still these 2 extra people that you have to share that money with. Yeah. And let me tell you, for anybody who has kids, if we're being honest with ourselves,
we all know the cost.
You can even put it in the chat. Raising kids is more expensive than taking care of ourselves.
But we love them so much, dearly, especially when they cry at the big toy store and say, "Oh, mommy, I want to buy this toy."
I mean, forget even the toys. There's extracurriculars, there's school, there's all the things they need for school. So there's, the clothes, because
the piano, the skating, the hockey,
all of the things,
the volleyball, the American football,
so it's
soccer.
Like,
oh wow,
the money can never really be enough except you're getting extra from somewhere. And so the idea of getting the second job comes in. The moment you put a second job in it, something will suffer. And that most likely will be time with your family, time with your kids, and even time for yourself.
And the body start aching. And then guess what? That this one, I don't really like it. Your tax bracket goes up.
That's another thing that a lot of us do not consider. The moment you get a second job, even if your income increases past your current tax bracket by $500, wow, you are now in the new tax bracket and you pay more in taxes than if you just stuck with your one job and tried to manage the little that was coming in for you.
But even to manage that little, it is too much work. And that is where the idea of business comes in. We are not even talking about side hustle. Side hustle, yes, you can start from there. It's good for grocery and gas, but building a business.
One that at the end of the day, your children can say, "Oh, my father left me something," or "My mom left me something," or "Oh, there's something in my name because somebody went ahead and paved the way for us," right? And so, for us, these are the things that for over the last almost 2 decades of us running businesses and everything, we've thought about the fact and we've looked at this, these challenges, or would I call them stumbling blocks, and we said, okay, where can we find a business where, it doesn't take a lot of our time?
Yeah.
Because of course, that if you go start a brick and mortar business,
oh my goodness,
you will be the first one there and the last one to leave, right? Until that business grows big enough for you to pull yourself out of it and have other people manage it, right? And so for brick and mortar, that you're going to commit at least 5 years before you start to see that form of return.
And big amount to start.
Of course. Because
we are talking about 50, 100, 200K.
Oh yeah, to even start a brick and mortar, right? And so we looked at that and we thought, okay, brick and mortar is not for us. We've tried that in the past. We've looked at all the numbers, we've seen this and that, and it's just not for us, because now we have 3 children. We've got to think about the fact that we need something that's not going to take us even further away from them. Because for their growing years, we were never really around. We were working full time, and then at some point we're schooling and working, and our kids were always in daycare. So we thought, okay, brick and mortar wouldn't do it because it's going to take us away even 5 more years away from these growing kids. And by the time we come back and say, oh, we've made enough money to enjoy our lives, they're already set in their ways. They're gone. They're old and grown. And at that time, it's like, yeah, sorry, no thanks, right? And so we've lost them. And so we thought, okay, that's not the one for us. And so how about, okay, we have an idea, we need money, we need all these things, but it's still the same thing, because you still need to figure out every step of the way how to start this business from scratch, make sure that all the systems and processes are in place, right? And do a lot of training, pay a lot of money up front, and then, of course.
And that's what we are bringing to you. Our own idea of the business that we do. It is, in a nutshell, we can say plug and play
Plug and play
system.
system.
That's easier for beginners.
Yep.
You know, and why it's easier is it's already done. It's
Yes.
available. Minimal entry. You know, with in terms of capital.
Oh yeah.
And the kind of work you'll be doing is shared. You know, amongst a small community.
Oh yeah.
So imagine you buy a new laptop. It's already done. And you plug it
into the outlet.
And then it opens up and smiles at you. That is what we have.
Yeah.
And over time, it gives us more peace, more joy, more time. Guess what? We have a mentor.
Yes. And that's what our community does, or at least our community has, that makes us happy and proud, is that everyone who comes in gets assigned a mentor. And then this mentor doesn't run your business for you, but they serve as a guide because they came into the business before you. Even if it was a day or two before you, they've been there, they've been down that road, and they can tell you, oh, okay, avoid this pit hole, avoid that pit hole, right? And so you have that mentor to be able to be a guide to say, okay, this is the way that you should go. I've gone there. I've seen that, you know, this works and that doesn't work. And then that person serves as a guide for you. And so that takes care of the side of the mentor, which was like a stumbling block to anyone starting a business that we talked about. Now, when it comes to money, I would wager that our business has one of the smallest starting points, or
amicably friendly entry
level investment to get started with a business that has the ability. We're going to talk over, like maybe tomorrow, we're going to talk about our progress and what this business has done for us. So I don't want to really go into that today, but a business that has the ability to pay off your mortgage, a business that has the ability to replace your income in a few years, replace your 9-to-5 income in a few years, that has the ability to give you a good life, right? So just to mention a few. So for the entry point, we feel like we have, I would say, a very, very good, and what was the word you used?
Entry level.
Amicably
friendly.
I can't use big words. You know, into that. And then the idea. Now, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what do I sell? What do I say? Where do I go? We have the pillars to building a successful business. You know, like I shared before on our platforms here, find a product that people want, find a way to tell them about it, and then find what was the last one now?
A way to get it to them.
A way to get it to them, right? And so we have all that taken care of for you. So that's why Akin said it's a plug and play system where you don't have to worry about all of these three things. We have taken care of that for you. You just come in, listen to the idea. If you love it, you plug in, and then you start to build from there. And then, of course, the issue of time. So for this business, in the beginning, we always say to people, if you can commit an hour a day to this business, within a year, you'll see amazing progress and amazing success. But if you do have a little bit more time, 2 hours is a sweeter time to put to your business every single day to ensure that you're seeing really good success. And that was how we started. We started with 2 hours every day, 1 hour at lunch, 1 hour before bed. We built our business for the first year. And within that year, we were actually, well, like I said, I'm not going to talk about our progress today. I'll talk about it tomorrow. But, you know, we have we call it a webinar, an information session that we invite people to on a daily basis to come check out the idea of this business. You know, we take the time to explain to you what our digital business is about and how you can plug in and get started yourself, right? And so we're inviting you to that. If you are remotely thinking of starting a business, come take the time to
dream no more.
Take the time to come listen in to our information session. It's 45 minutes of intense teaching where we will explain to you what our online business is about. And then if you like the idea of it, we have a small entry fee that you pay, which is refundable within 30 days. So in those 30 days, what we just ask you to do is take time, look into the system, look into the opportunity, look into the business as a whole. If you love the idea of it, then, come have a chat with us and let's get you started. But if within those 30 days you don't think that this is for you, then with like no questions asked, ask for a refund. We will refund you your entry fee. And so that's it from us today.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us all over social media to listen to our idea of starting a business. And like we said, if you're remotely thinking of starting a business and you don't know where to start from, go to our website, www.agapeanakin.com, and you will get access to the live webinar or the replay if you're not able to attend any of our live webinars.
And at the end of the day, what are we all looking for? Time and financial freedom. That is common to many. If you are looking for that, join us.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. And it's adios from Agape and Akin.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.